Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to Cinexcess Goes to See. 2 days in a row. And I'm up a little earlier than usual. Like a lot earlier than usual.
On a Saturday, yes.
To go see Evil Dead Rise. Rises?
I think it's Rises.
Rises.
Or is it Risen?
Risen? Something.
I don't know. I'm not awake yet. I'm completely not awake yet.
Don't know much about this one. I know the Rotten Tomatoes score is pretty good. The director, whose name escapes me because I haven't had even a drop of coffee, he did Hole in the Ground for A24, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was good.
Had some good atmosphere. But yeah, I don't know. I hate the trailer for this movie. I'll say that. It looks like it's a bottom barrel Blumhouse horror movie. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
But as we know that we can't rely on the trailer at all to let us know if it's good or not.
Look over here. Look how spooky it is next to the movie theater.
Ooh.
It's the movie theater right next to a graveyard by my house.
These are all the people who
Couldn't go see it. But
it.
might rise up if this movie's powerful.
We're hoping.
Yeah, so this will be a very short intro because I live like half a mile from the movie theater. So
we're already there.
Yep, just pulling in. So yeah, that's about it. We'll let you know what we think after the movie.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So we're out.
Yep.
Can't even see you. Where are you?
I'm here.
Where are you? There you are. You exist. She doesn't have makeup on, so she won't be on camera.
What? I'm beautiful without makeup.
So yeah, we just saw Evil Dead Rise. For the most part, I actually liked it. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
I felt like, I don't know, there's a part of me that really feels like it would have been a better movie if it was detached from the Evil Dead series.
Yeah.
Every time they tried to like remind you that you're watching the Evil Dead movie, it came off as very fan servicey.
I like a little bit of like just the reminiscent of Ash with blood on his face and his teeth being really white. I thought that was kind of cool in one of the characters.
I'm talking about, there's literally a scene where I don't want to give too many spoilers, but like the main Deadite eats an eyeball and then coughs it up and it flies through the air and goes down someone else's mouth, which that works beautifully in Evil Dead 2. Like the tonality of that movie is like so crazy and over the top that it works. In this, it's like, this movie lacks that craziness,
silliness.
Yeah, the silliness.
Yeah. And
then all of a sudden you have that. It can only work as fan service.
Yeah.
And then everybody like, Dead by Dawn, I'll swallow your soul. Like every callback to the original series was super cringy in my mind. I was like, God damn, like this movie actually could have worked way better without that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like I get that, you know, number one, you want to cash in on a franchise. So it is going to be an Evil Dead.
I think it had enough.
But I think they did a good job of that. Like finding
without the other stuff,
doing the thing, all that. If you cut out that fan service stuff, this movie's so much better than it was. Like every time that happened, it took me like 5 more minutes to get back into the movie because I was like rolling my eyes over that kind of crap.
I forgot that stuff happened in the other one, so I was fine with it. I thought it was a little out of place, the eyeball thing.
Yeah, super
and I
out
did
of
like
place.
the callback to a totally bloodied face and white teeth and white eyes. That was cool.
Yeah. Now I get
it was pretty good though. It was very gory.
It had a it was good. Like I mean, it's toned down gore compared to, you know, Evil Dead 2 or something, obviously, but for a modern day movie.
Did you think Evil Dead 2 was gorier than this?
Way gorier.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's like fire hoses of blood everywhere in that movie. So the movie starts out with like an unrelated story that I get. Everybody needs that little James Bond opening to like set the tone or whatever. And
it's related. It's just the day before.
It is, but it's so dumb. Like, honestly, like I think
they
that
didn't really need
the
it.
beginning was like, it's all right, whatever, that was cool. And then you jump to one day earlier, and it has nothing to do with those characters. And then because we've said one day earlier, you tack on at the end of the movie, like
how the first part
really,
relates.
And that end of the movie was so much worse than the rest of the movie. It was just like, God, like that was terrible. Like, it was a terrible note to end the movie on, I thought.
They just did that so they could have, it's totally there so it sets up for a second one.
No, because it doesn't though, because they set up the beginning of this movie at the end. So it's just like, what the hell? Like, this isn't setting up for a sequel. This is setting up for like the first 3 minutes of this movie, which was totally unnecessary. Like, I kind of like the beginning, honestly, and I like the...
Sorry, I do a little adjusting there.
I like the lady coming up out of the water, like, and then the title. That looked awesome.
That
like,
did look awesome.
The
title sequence, when the title was that was really an awesome shot.
Yep. No,
it just in style wise, just in artistic style wise, yeah.
And I'm nitpicking here. I just feel like I kind of like the beginning, so I don't want to cut the beginning off. But man, that like tacked on ending piece was really bad. I was just like,
but it had to explain the front.
I know, but
they could have done without it. They could have totally done without it.
You
but
could have like easily, like, whatever. You could have put the beginning on it and not explained it and just not said one day earlier. You just let them be like, well, I don't know what happened. Why is that there? I don't know. I would have liked it better than explaining it and having it be as bad as it was. But that said, the rest of the movie I actually found myself enjoying quite a bit.
Yeah, I liked it.
Except for those little they like to call them Easter eggs. I think they're more fan service, and they always take me out of the movie. But no, the rest of the movie I actually enjoyed.
Yeah.
At first I was kind of wasn't feeling it. It felt like every other mediocre Blumhouse movie, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is. I think it might be all the blue tinge to everything, because Blumhouse overdoes that. And also it was just like, I don't know, I felt like I was getting hit in the head with stereotypes when they set up the family. It's like, you got like a tattoo artist, you got a kid who repurposes their dolls into some crazy crafts, you got this other kid who is gonna go to protests, and then you got a DJ. I'm like, where's the 80s like skateboarder? Where's he? He's missing from this movie.
Yeah, they kind of hit on every
I was like, wow,
every
that's
cool
bad.
family vibe. Yeah,
but then it
was good though.
I actually enjoyed it.
The characters were really good. I liked each character.
Despite their like stereotype archetype crap that they threw in there, I actually was like, oh, these guys are all right. I thought the mom, she did a great job.
Oh my gosh, the mom was the star of the show for sure.
She did a great job as the mom, and she did a great job as the Deadite mom. I was like, wow, really into that.
Yeah, she did a great job.
There was some super effective camera work in this movie. I really enjoyed through the eye hole looking out the apartment.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like that.
That was filmed really well. I really liked that you couldn't see everything that was happening, so it kind of left it to imagination. Also, there's not to spoil too much, but there's kind of like a creature that shows up at the end of the movie, and that was really well done. They made it great. I couldn't tell. It felt like it was made out of physical effects. I'm sure it was probably computer generated, but they made the smart choice of not really showing you it a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't overdone.
Like, left a lot of it to your imagination, and that's so much more effective than when you show these cheap CGI things.
And I thought that, like, I was expecting some totally like predictable pieces, And like, you know, every time somebody looks through an eye hole, something comes through the eye hole and pokes them in the eye. Or, you know, I was expecting some really predictable things, and it didn't give predictable things.
No, they did a couple things, like they did some foreshadowing, like
Well,
when
foreshadowing
the one daughter's
okay.
like cutting the head off a doll to make something else, and the mom's like, "You better not have my scissors," and then shove them under the thing. But they did it well. Like most movies are gonna like all of a sudden cut to like a close up of the scissors, and the doll's like, "Oh, I got the scissors."
Guess
like,
what
I
I'm
mean?
gonna do with these?
That's the kind of predictable filmmaking that you expect, but they just happen to be there, and she used them. It's like it's actually pretty well done. I still can't remember the director's name, but I felt like this could have been a really bad movie with a different, with a less competent director.
I was not expecting a good. The trailers looked really good.
I hated the trailer.
I thought the trailers looked good, scary, but not scary. I'm not scared usually with any movie, but
you jumped and screamed.
Okay,
a few times.
you know
Kelly,
why?
Like, yeah, she's super
there is a.
like,
this is not a spoiler alert, but all you people out there that have pierced ears will understand. One of the girl's earrings got ripped out. It's not a spoiler or anything. That's what I was jumping at. Oh. The fact that when you rip an earring through your lobe, anybody who's got pierced ears knows like what the fear is or what that feeling is. So that's what I jumped at. I went because it was so like I felt it through my whole body. So it wasn't the fear, it was just the fact that they ripped her earring off.
Yeah, they did it, you know, I don't know, it was a lot better than I was anticipating. Like I was kind of, and like I said, they set it up and I was like, oh, this is going to be just like watching any other Blumhouse movie, which, you know, they've had a couple good ones, but most of them are just mediocre at best.
There were some, not scary, but shudder-worthy, like, ew, type, like...
The effects were really well
done.
the
effects were really good. Lots and blood.
Yeah, I mean, there's inconsistent plot points, like...
Well, yeah.
I mean, sometimes the blood is contagious, and other times people are soaked in it, and I was like, why is the blood contagious? Because
I don't know, is it?
Ash was soaked in it, never happened.
They didn't say that it was contagious.
It is because, like, the mom...
Don't give away.
Alright, there's a scene where someone gets a little tattoo with using blood as the ink, and that infects them. So, but then other times people are swallowing gallons of blood.
You should cut that out.
Why? I'm not going to cut it out. It's not the biggest spoiler. But I think that overall, I would definitely recommend it. I think it's pretty good.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
I've got mixed feelings on how it fits as an Evil Dead movie.
I agree with that.
I feel like
it's not silly enough to be an Evil Dead movie.
And it's like, I get it. We live
it's
in different
serious.
times.
There's no silliness to this.
We live in a different time, and I don't think you could even really pull off Evil Dead. Well, the Evil Dead, the first one's serious, but Evil Dead 2 sets the tone for, you know, you got...
Well, everything
Army
after that,
Ash
has
versus
been...
Evil Dead, all the comic books, everything has a goofy funness that was set up in Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
This is more along the lines of the first Evil Dead, which is actually pretty straightforward and scary. And, you know, then they made the remake, which I did see actually at the same theater, but I don't even remember. It was just
I didn't even know there was a remake.
It was sort of like, I don't know. It was like eating a Big Mac that you never think about again. Which usually doesn't happen. Yeah. You're
like, I want another Big Mac.
No,
that was really good.
I mean, 20 minutes later, that's all you're thinking about. But I don't know. I would definitely recommend the movie, I think, to people. I think that if you're a huge Evil Dead fan, I could see that you might be a little disappointed. But as a detached from the Evil Dead franchise, I think it's a stronger movie. And you wouldn't have the fan service stuff. Like, the stuff that was good fan service is like, you know, there is a shotgun and a chainsaw, but they don't do the exact same thing they did in the other movies with the chainsaw or the shotgun. It's
and like, it's
it's like, I don't know. I just hate that stuff. It's like in Star Wars, like everybody has to drink blue milk because Luke had it on his Wheaties on Tatooine. So now everybody drinks blue milk.
Wheaties.
And it's I hate that stuff so much.
Fun fact, I've never had a Big Mac.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Just for all you fact people out there.
No, so I don't know. I guess we'll wrap it up. I think that it's definitely, like I said, better movie than anticipated.
The theater wasn't too full, so people must have went out. When did this come out? Last night?
Yeah.
People must have went out last night.
Thursday night.
There was only a handful of people.
But yeah, definitely recommend it. We had fun. So thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, all that stuff. And for those of you in the podcast, thanks for tuning in. And
let us know if you've seen it and what you thought.
Please, you can reach us at rob@cinexcess.com and Kelly at cinexcess.com. And we actually have since the comeback, we have a new snazzy website at cinexcess.com. So you can check that out. It has links to the podcast, links to the YouTube, all that. So, all right, everybody, thanks. Take care.